What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the CargoBuckle G3 Retracting Ratchet Strap. So this is going to help you tie down those loads in your trailer, maybe in the back of your truck, maybe even on your boat. You can use it as a transom. You can hook the S-hook with the clip on one side, another tie down point on the other side, ratchet it down. You can see, you can shake the whole trailer back and forth. These pallets aren't moving, so whatever you go to strap down is going to stay put. Let's check it out. Let's take a look at how it works. So I've already got one end hooked up here with our coated S-hook, so that means it's hooked in here. It's not going to damage wherever you hook it to, so if you have to go to the side of the trailer or even you're hauling something else, you don't want that hook to damage anything. It is padded or covered so it won't scratch or damage. Now there's also a guard on here that's going to help just keep it on, which is nice. Like, you know, when you get it really tight with those S-hooks, it'll stay in place, but I like having that guard just in case, especially when you're going to set up like we are. So I'm going to grab the release, bring it all the way up, and then bring our strap all the way out over here to the other side. This is our other attachment point here. So let's connect that S-hook. And the nice thing is that it retracts on its own. So it's going to start to pull back when I move the handle down. So when I bring that down, it's going to make it, it's going to pull it in just a little bit and make it easier for me to start ratcheting it. I'm going to make sure it goes on our pallet. One thing I will say is that it does come down in this lock position pretty easily, which means you can't ratchet anymore. That's its resting position. So you will have to pull the release and come back up a notch just to get it a little bit more tension on there, just like that. So just remember, when you go to, don't go all the way back down with the handle as you're doing things, because it's going to go in that lock spot. So just stay up here and just move up, 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 and that's going to bring the tension. Now to release it, we're going to take my thumb and put it on the release lever, push that down, and then once that disengaged, you can push down the handle and it undoes all that tension. You see how you heard that pop? That means it's done, it's loose, and now you can unhook it if you need to. Another thing I like about this is that it's not just the metal pieces for the release and the handle. The handle's pretty big too, so it's easy to get a grip on to get that extra tension if you just want a little bit more. There's plenty of handle here to grab, and it's got that rubber coating on there, so I like that even if it's raining or something, you still have some grip there. Taking a closer look at the strap, it's going to be 2 inches wide and it's going to be 6 feet long. It's made out of a polyester webbing material, so you know it's going to hold up. So it's very close to your seat belt that you have in your car, which means it's not going to be easy to cut. It's woven in there pretty good, and even on the tension parts over here by the hook, you got the double stitching and stuff. So that's going to help reinforce these parts that get the most tension and pull on them. Something else to keep in mind with these straps is going to be, it's got a safe working load limit of 1,167 pounds. It's going to have a break strength of 3,500 pounds per strap. So just make sure you don't go over those weight ratings, you won't have any issues. One thing to look out for before you get the straps is make sure you look at your trailer or where you're going to use them and what you're going to haul. So what I mean by that is make sure you have plenty of tie down points all around. Now this trailer is kind of big for these straps. They are 6 feet, and we would have to use the loops to get it to stretch across our trailer to tie down a load, which we only have these 2 loops here. So you definitely want to use both straps on whatever you're tying down. You can't just use one. So make sure you look at your trailer and you have a bunch of tie down points all around, maybe a smaller trailer for a side-by-side or a bike or a truck bed they'd be really good with, or even, like I said, a boat if they're just right there up the front, using them to hold down the boat. Great for that stuff, but just keep that in mind with how you want to use these. How we got them to work with our trailer today is we luckily had some E-Track system installed. So all we did was use the anchor points there. We used those tie down points that we dropped in, and it gave us a little bit of an extension here to make these straps work with our pallets. Another thing you can do is if you decide that you have some points on your trailer where these always work, you're always using the same spot, and you're kind of tired of taking them apart and putting them away, you're gonna move this bolt and then permanently mount this to whatever part of the trailer you want. So it wouldn't work in our instance right here, but if you had a smaller trailer and you want to just put it on the sides permanently, you could do that by running that bolt through there in the hole in your trailer and attaching it that way. With 2 locking positions, it's going to keep it from staying in the ratchet position. So once it's here in the middle, that's where you can tighten it and move that handle. But you have 2 spots, one at the end, that if you go down this far, it's going to lock into place and stay there, so you can't move that handle. And same thing up top. You can come all the way up here to the top and you can't move that handle again. So it protects you by locking it up here and down here as well. The outside of the assembly has a plastic coating, so that's going to help protect it in the elements. Another thing, it's going to help it work better, faster. It's not just the exposed steel there. It's actually got a covering. That way, if it rains, it's not going straight there into the mechanism. The nice thing about the automatic retracting is as you pull it out, there's always going to be tension on that strap. So that's nice. It really minimizes how much you have to ratchet here at the end when you've gotten attached. It also keeps everything nice and neat. We've all had those ratchet straps that got tangled up or messed up somehow. You had to completely disassemble, or they're just in a big pile and they're not all nice and neat. This one, you don't really have an option to keep it messy. You just let go and it rolls all back up. It's all self-contained in there, and that's far less. That's all sprawled out, not having that whole ratchet strap out. Overall, I really liked them. I like the CargoBuckle system. If I had a smaller trailer, they probably worked out a little bit better, or if I was just in the truck bed, probably been better just because the 6 feet long did show on this trailer. But otherwise, the fact that it's all self-contained, it goes back in on its own. That means I don't have to tie up ratchet straps when I'm done. I can just literally do that, bring the handle down, throw them in a bag, and be done with it. They don't get all tangled up in themselves. The only thing I'd be worried about is, 1, the length, and depending on your trailer. 2, the bolt here on the back where this is kind of exposed. I don't want that digging into my cargo, but it's flat right here like that. So when it sits there, just make sure you watch that so this doesn't dig into whatever you want to haul. You can see on our pallet, it's not really there in the way. It's at an angle, so you don't have to worry about it digging into this. But just something to look out for. Otherwise though, like I said, I'm impressed by it. I like them. If I had the size trailer for it, I'd definitely check it out. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out. I hope this helped.